everyone, and welcome to the 10th installment of our Draenora series. I'm joined by a host of lovely people, but before we get into that, I'd like to say something about something that you're looking at on the screen right now. These beautiful pieces of character art that we recently had drawn by an amazing artist. If you want to find out how you can get your own incredible pieces of art in this incredible style, you can go ahead and scroll down to the description of the YouTube video right now and click on the link to either the Twitter or the Tumblr, or from there you can look for the commission info if you're looking to buy a piece of work. She's an incredible artist, and she's a diligent worker. Really got these to us at a very, very rapid pace, wouldn't you guys agree? Like, they got here really quickly and with such incredible quality.
Yeah, definitely.
So yes, that is at Gibbsley on Twitter, and other links down below. If you're watching this on Twitch, you can just go down and click on the artist's face and be taken directly to her Twitter. You should go and give her a follow and tell her that we sent you there, because we want to be good friends. We'll say it like that. Starting off with a couple of announcements, though, we got that out of the way. Yesterday, we filmed and broadcasted a very, very special one-shot with our friends over at the Spellcast podcast and the Fern Gaming D&D podcast. Both of them make their own podcast. You can follow their Twitters at the Spellcast and at Fern Gaming. Fern Gaming doing more than just a podcast, doing all sorts of media about all sorts of games, video, and tabletop. Along with our very own Yosh, participating in all three of them working together in that one shot to get their hands on some valuable art supplies in the heist, the Magic Paintbrush. You can watch the show on our YouTube channel if you didn't catch it live yesterday. This coming Tuesday, kind of in between our scheduled Orizon and Draenora uploads, and in lieu of our Draenora upload, we will actually be uploading the very special teaser episode of a campaign that is going to be coming out in the middle of October, the Valendroth campaign, DM'd by our very own Delta, where I got a chance to be a rather interesting player. We'll put it like that. You can look forward to catching that first teaser episode in 2 parts, as our new recording format is, on Monday. And another quick thing regarding our Orizon episode, more specifically episode 10 of Orizon. I have recently come under the weather and was unable to participate, and unfortunately I had to be postponed to next Thursday. Let's see, what else do we have here on the good old announcement sheet? If you're interested in our other guest appearances, we actually have another very special guest one-shot next Friday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time. That is in the U.S., April 27th, with our friends over at Dice Paper Roll. They're going to be sending over 2 of their players from their D&D podcast to partake in a one-shot that's a little bit out there compared to the rest of what we do. Something that we're trying that's a little bit different, that will also have Yosh in it as well. Man, his face is just in everything, isn't it? But I believe that's all the announcements, except for the fact that I may have gotten the title of the episode wrong. This may be episode 9. But that doesn't matter. Does anybody else have any other announcements? I don't believe so.
No.
No, I mean, we've already established that we only exist in a short periods of time where we play D&D,
Yes.
so we have nothing going on in our lives.
Exactly. I only bring each of you into existence specifically for this 4-hour period to play some D&D. So
I remember when it was once 5 hours.
I remember when we once. Then I believe, without further ado, that it's time for Last Time on Draenora D&D. After descending to the first floor of the Rusted Flagon, Lavash was met with a different innkeep that handed him a folded slip of paper after a rather strange night of an encounter with the supposed daughter of the owner of the establishment, Kima, who came to his door weeping, asking for his assistance in finding a friend of hers who had disappeared into the night and has yet to return. Seeking some sort of refreshment, some breakfast in the morning, being met with a new face, tried to eat a new meal, and inquired about some of the shadier figures that have been roaming the city. Being given a very interesting and small piece of paper or rather parchment, after some rather interesting coercion tactics and some very choice words, was met with a rather unexpected betrayal as he felt his body beginning to lock up and become paralyzed after biting into a rather poisonous type of fruit. Shortly after, as he toppled to the floor off of his stool, a looming figure in a purple robe cast him into a strange dimensional space entirely consumed in dark shadow, the walls closing around him slowly, pressing him into essentially non-existence until the pressure passed through him, where he was met with a vision, a small girl with jet black hair tinted slightly blue in this shadowy space. After witnessing some rather disturbing images of silhouetted humanoid creatures, the girl offered an ultimatum to Lavash to bring a small halfling to the castle as per the request of her superiors, only referring to her superior as him, coerced Lavash into performing this task. In seeking to complete his task, Lavash set out the morning after and was met with a rather interesting kind of greeting by some of the guards after being asked about his papers to move freely through the city. After being offered a personal escort and inquiring about his new quarry, a rather strange turn of events took place where the guard's voice was not his own and his body collapsing to the ground after revealing some rather delicate information about the target. Meanwhile, on the other side of the city, Cornelius, Sterark, and Emery headed down to the market district in search of the blacksmith who had taken Kual's place, Gentham, wherein they found Gentham's mouth to have been sewn shut after a prior engagement in a rather horrific, I guess you could say, encounter with some rather unsightly figures. Upon finding out this horrific information of Gentham's mouth being sewn completely shut, the manner at hand of arming Sterark after his recent detachment, we'll say, from his beloved rapier, found himself new armaments of somewhat matching quality. Though attempting to purchase the lesser of the stock of finely crafted rapiers, Gentham instead offered him one tier up through a rather interesting set of charades, explained that he needed the gold for other purposes. All the while, Lavash was headed in the direction where they were fated to cross paths, the two groups, as Lavash, being given the delicate information of Kalos's place of being, started to make his way towards the Silver Dragon Inn. After this sort of engagement between the two groups, the larger group of Sterark, Cornelius, and Emery began to move first in the direction of the Silver Dragon Inn, with Lavash tailing them about 10 feet back. As the anticipation grows, there's another small bit of information that is unknown, or rather not known, to the rest of the party. And it was revealed to Kalos by none other than the beloved Buck Wild, Buck Wild, as the two were left alone in the main floor of the inn. Buck Wild then inquired the names of those leaving that morning, them being Sterark, Cornelius, and Emery, where it was revealed to Kalos that Buck Wild possessed one of the earrings of communication that was gifted to Emery to give to his companions before they had headed out to confront Malgarath at the desert city of Thetos. So we will pick up our story as the group of three make their way back to the Silver Dragon.
I think we're just walking, unless you're gonna...
The three of you are arriving first at the Silver Dragon Inn. Kalos, what are you doing?
Okay, so have they, so they haven't come in yet?
They're walking through the door. What were you doing? That kind of engagement with Buck Wild in the time frame happened about 4 or so hours ago.
In this time I'll probably just be, doing my work, just like cleaning tables, bussing people if they come in.
Unfortunately, in these times, not as many people come in as they used to. And after the engagement between yourself and Buck Wild, he actually returned up to his quarters on the second floor.
Oh.
So as you're kind of taking a sort of torn piece of cloth with a small wooden bucket of water and wiping down the table, kind of using your full body to wipe the full length of it in large sweeping strokes, the group of three enters.
Oh.
Hello, Kalos. Has anything happened while we were away?
No, not much, but I do believe Buck Wild had an earring, which I saw you fiddling with before. I don't know, have any of you lost one?
Emery,
How could he have gotten one of them?
Emery, I need to talk to you later.
Of course. Where did he go?
Just a quick question. I did have you guys throw perception checks to see if Lavash was following you, and I believe you did notice.
Yeah, we did.
So, just throwing that out there.
Well,
Where did Buck go?
I would just like to point out that I wasn't following them. I was just going in the same direction.
Yeah.
You just happened to go in the same direction.
After saying goodbye.
Yeah, that's so awkward.
Okay. Go. The information has been set.
Okay,
So,
yeah.
where's Buck now?
He is up in his room.
We'll have to speak to him later.
Okay. And Wei-Han, so do I see Luvash?
No, he has not entered the establishment yet.
Okay.
No, furrow my brow kind of inquisitively. How do you think he got it?
Well, the only one that we know was missing was...
Yes.
Yeah. You know what I'm thinking.
I don't want to think about it.
Well, if there's anything I can help any of you with, I am certainly here at your disposal.
Likewise.
Hmm.
So, Lavash, you see the group of three take a sharp right and turn into one of the buildings where there's a wooden board with this magnificent sort of side frame of dragon's arcing head, and the dragon's head is painted this sort of silvery color. It's actually somewhat nicer than you were expecting to be than in this part of the city in the western slums. While the building itself overall is still a little bit run down to match the environment, this front exterior of the building seems a little bit nicer than you were anticipating. And it matches the description that you were given of the inn of your quarry. You're currently outside a closed door.
Oh, I guess I'll just go in. It is an inn after all, so.
You'll go in. Dig, 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 dig.
Don't do it.
I will enter.
I would like to go in the building.
So, firstly, currently the three of you are standing sort of off to the right of sort of in the corner of the room that Kalos was cleaning as you hear the door open up. It's not like there's a chime or anything.
You can just hear the door.
Yeah, it creaks open, just and the first person to notice, since you're already looking in that direction, is Kalos. Cornelius, where are you currently positioned, just for my own knowledge?
I would have been on the opposite side of Sterok for memory.
Yes, so you're all standing side by side, which means that your back is currently to the door.
Okay, so I'm the first one who sees him?
Yes, you see this large, imposing, fur-covered creature with a magnificent yellow... why did I say yellow?
Yeah.
A white coat of fur.
White fur.
Yeah.
A magnificent brow. Well, at the creak of the door, firstly, I'm going to say, I'm going to need to oil that sometime. But yes, at seeing this imposing figure, I am going to raise a hand up with as a little hello, and I'm going to say, hello, friend. I don't think I've seen you around town before.
So as you turn and you see this halfling, he perfectly fits the description, or rather the image that you were shown of your target.
Okay. I'm assuming I see everyone else in there as well.
Yes, you see the party from just a few hours ago, actually, since it takes 2 hours to walk from the slums to the main part of the city.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just gonna go up to the counter. Is it morning, afternoon, evening?
The counter is actually empty, and it's about mid-afternoon. They're currently all sort of clustered together in the right corner of the room from the entrance.
Well, I'm still gonna walk up to the counter. I'm gonna sit down. Hello, everyone. Is the innkeeper here? I would like a drink.
He's on a bit of a break right now.
All right.
No.
I'm just gonna jump over the counter and I'm gonna pour myself a drink.
There's nothing behind the counter.
Ooh.
Dude, come on.
No, what I mean is it's completely empty. Like, you see sort of open space beneath it, like under the bar, but there's actually nothing behind it. There's nothing on the floor. There's nothing in the like the compartments underneath. It is completely just barren of anything, and you find that to be surprising since this is an inn.
Yeah, this is very disappointing.
Now, no need to. Hey, it's you.
It is me, yes. Hello again.
Well, I guess I shouldn't be that surprised. This is an inn.
It is, yes. An inn without any drink.
I myself am actually quite surprised. I don't think I've ever seen a cat person.
Oh, believe you me, I approached him as soon as I saw him. I've only seen one other person like him. It's quite amazing.
So, we are not that rare. If you move a bit east for maybe a week, you'll probably start seeing some of my people. The largest colony is very far from here, though. So are they all kind of just standing in a circle in the corner?
More like a line.
A line, and there's me.
I'm actually gonna lean into Kalos. Do you think you might want to get him a drink?
Yeah, I think I probably should. I'll go behind the counter, I guess.
So the both of you are behind the counter, I believe.
Well, before I go over, firstly, just because I feel like that'd be something that you might want to call someone out on.
Yeah.
This back. I'm gonna kind of like pointing up and in that direction because I know I can't point over the counter without stepping up on something. I do believe that area is for staff only.
He's
That
right,
is a
you
good
know.
point. But there is no staff here, so really, who's gonna
Actually,
stop
I'm
me?
gonna raise my hand. I am actually one of the staff, so.
Oh, then why aren't you serving me a drink?
I'm getting to it. Now, do you have the coin for a drink?
I do.
Okay.
I'm gonna get on the other side of the counter and I'm gonna sit down.
And I'm gonna, I guess, go behind the counter.
All right. As you walk behind the counter, kind of underneath the sliding bit of the bar that opens and closes, there is a stepladder that appears.
Oh, brilliant.
Jeez. Okay.
So now you can be eye level with this guy
Yeah.
as he sits down.
I'm just gonna say. So, what do you want?
Just some ale, please.
Okay. I'm gonna look under the counter, see if we have any. I guess.
Yeah. So you reach under the counter, and the first thing that you feel is a glass bottle.
Ah. Nice.
And you pull it out, and it says the Northern Delights on it.
Ooh. Fancy. Okay. Also, wow, what a corny name. So I'm gonna put it on the table. And I'm gonna, just without saying a price, I'll reach my hand out when I do.
Thank you, Carlos. Now,
Wait. How do you know my name?
funny story, actually.
Does anybody turn their
believe-
head at the sound of this?
Yeah.
I immediately do.
I believe I have something that would be far more interesting to you than coin.
Okay.
You're in some really deep shit, aren't you, my friend?
I'm gonna draw my weapon at that word, those words.
I've got it pretty well here, I must say so. But go on anyway, I suppose.
I'm gonna see Starrock. Please, there is no need for violence. I do not mean to harm your friend.
Well, with those words,
Uh,
it seems like you've come for something of that sort.
When he says, "I'm not trying to harm your friend," I'm still gonna look to Kalos with kind of a concerned look, or not Cal. I'm going to look in a mirror.
You started adjusting your hair. It's like if I'm gonna fight, I might as well look good.
No, okay. Take two. I'm going to look to Sterark and with kind of a concerned look, not saying anything when he says he's not here to hurt me.
I'm just gonna nod. Say head nod, singular.
But yeah, then I'll look back to Luvash and say, "Okay, but go on anyway. Let's see what you have to say."
Well, first of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Luvash.
Hello, and you already know my name, I suppose.
I do, yes. I don't really know what to describe her. Do you know any demons, I guess?
Not offhand. That's a very strange question to ask, and I'm going to look to Sterark again, kind of concerned.
I'm gonna shrug. Can I also ready an attack in case he does some shady thing? Like he jumps to attack or something?
Yeah, you can. You already have your weapon out, but do you want to like get closer, or do you want to like go for a lunge?
Yeah, I'm gonna just kind of step up with my rapier out, ready.
Okay.
And I just want to let you know, if you try anything, I won't hesitate.
There is no need for senseless violence. I don't like harming people. In
Neither
fact,
do I.
I'm here to try to save your friend here.
At that, I'll actually walk up and sit down next to Luvash at the bar.
So what all? Why would I know any demons? Let's get to the point here.
Well, I haven't been in this city very long, but I assume that you have, since you have a job here.
A fair time.
I assume you've seen those hooded figures that walk around in the city.
Yes, I have.
Well, I've had the pleasure to run into one of them, and he got me in contact with someone or something. I'm afraid I'm not too sure. There was a child and black. And it was just an unpleasant experience for me.
Okay.
Either way, I've been told to hunt you down.
Pause. Kalos, wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
You begin to feel this sort of scratching feeling on the inside of your head, Kalos, as he starts to talk about a little girl and a creature, and this image begins to form in your mind, and for a second you see the pupilless, white washed over eyes of the shadowed, antlered figure for a second.
Now, how
And it makes
shook am I?
it makes
with
you real in pain.
Ooh.
He is shooketh.
Okay.
You physically keel over and curl, and almost fall off of the step ladder. And the rest of you begin to see his body tensing up at the words.
Well, I'll try to support him from the other end of the bar.
Yeah, I'm gonna drop rapier, jump, counter.
Are you all right?
And okay.
Am I physically able to speak?
Yeah.
Okay.
It felt like you got stabbed in the brain.
Oh. Okay, so they just asked if I'm okay. Well, I don't know. I just felt a shooting, just pain, just right in my head.
I'll turn
I
towards
can assure you that was not my doing.
This is certainly an odd circumstance we find ourselves in. Can I tell if he's lying with that? Because this is kind of weird.
Make an insight check.
I mean, didn't he also outwardly say he's here to hunt me down?
Yes, you did.
Mm-hmm.
Make an insight check.
I did, yeah.
And make a charisma check, Luvash. And you can add whichever modifier you want to it. Persuasion or deception. Don't tell me which one it is.
Uh-huh.
Totals, guys?
12.
19.
So 19. He's hard to read. You can't really tell if he's being genuine or not, and the fact that he's outwardly said that he's here looking for him kind of tips you off that maybe might not be telling the whole truth. Or he's just being very specific in his word choice, and it seems just don't know what to make of it. You're
At
very
the very least, he's confident.
yes. Confident in what he's saying, but whether it's because he actually did or didn't is hard to tell.
Now, let me clarify for a second. I wasn't specifically told to actually kill you. I was told to find you, which is what I did. So, I don't particularly like fighting. Especially in a situation like this, I'm outnumbered. So, I have a proposal. This
Okay.
thing, whatever it is, it won't let me leave the city until I found you. Now, I have found you, but realistically, it wants me to kill you. Now, I don't know what you did. I am not interested in what you did. But if we both want to make it alive, make it out of this thing alive, I think we should work together.
Well,
I know that you have at least one friend who really wants to fight. And I'm going to point to Starrock.
I only fight to protect those who I care about. And I'm gonna
There you
look
go.
back to Kalos.
Now
Are
you
you
have
sure
two
you're
people to
alright?
protect.
I think so. You know what? Kind of. You know what? No, never mind. I'm just gonna look back up and say, now, how would I benefit from this situation going with you?
Well, first of all, there are many of those hooded figures in this city. And seeing what they did to me, I don't think you'd be able to survive an encounter with more than one of them. No offense. And also, I've had an unfortunate encounter with whatever it is that is actually hunting you. I do not know what it is, but it is powerful, very powerful.
So since I got that little glimpse of the horned figure or antlered figure, could I kind of make the connection that these are the same people? Aries?
You know that they're very similar, but the only memory that you have.
Oh yeah, right. It's 'cause I can't remember it.
Exactly.
What did they look like? The beings that talked to you.
Well, have you ever heard of the Rusted Flagon Inn?
Yes.
Well, I went there last night. It was my first night in the city. And when I was there, this child approached me and asked me to find her friend. And In the morning, when I went down to get some breakfast, I was attacked by one of these hooded figures. Now, what I saw during that vision or nightmare, whatever you want to call it, was this child who told me that her friend was actually dead, and that I was told to find you, Kalos.
The same child or a different child?
The same child that I met the night before.
Okay.
Her name is Kima. I don't know if that rings a bell.
No.
Well, either way, this child appeared in front of me, and she looked very pale, and she had some magical aura about her, and she was able to get into my head.
Mm.
Now, obviously, I was able to somewhat repel the thoughts that she tried to give me, and I also tried to get some information out of her. I tried to ask who gave her power, because apparently some creature gave her some power, and that's why she was able to do what she did to me.
Mm.
Unfortunately, I was not able to get much information. All I know is that I was supposed to find him and probably kill him.
Buckwild walks down the stairs and sits in the corner.
Ah, Buckwild!
Sterark. I'm gonna
Mhm.
whisper to Sterark. Could it have been the Fae? A Fae warlock, perhaps?
That's very likely.
Hmm.
I want, as soon as you say Fey Warlock, I want both of you guys to make history checks. Cornelius, are you walking up to Buckwild?
I am eager for a rematch.
Ah, I see.
Is it history?
Yeah, history.
History. There it is.
Nat one.
Nat one.
Ouch.
12.
Ah, man. You start to toy around with the ability of, or rather the possibility of a Fey Warlock, and you begin to search the inner corners of your mind, trying to find any sort of answers, and it clicks. As soon as he starts to talk about a little girl that has power, that it has something to do with other children, it all clicks in your head back to that time at the castle before.
Oh no.
Meanwhile, Cornelius, as soon as you call out to Buckwild, he looks in your direction, shoots you a very sexy smolder, and sits down.
Well, hello there, my friend.
Hey! How can I help you?
You've wrestled any new bears yet?
No. Ain't no bears around here to wrestle. Haven't made my way to the castle quite yet.
To the castle?
Yeah, I'm gonna wrestle bears for the king. Why I'm out here.
Ah, that is exciting. I was actually wondering if you could give me another lesson.
Oh, so you want a rematch?
I'll put my arm on the table.
Make a wisdom saving throw. Cornelius.
That's a 16.
That's a failure. Let me see. You can't move. You put your hand on the table, but you feel your body begin to lock up. Need to check on the specific rulings or something really quickly. And then he pulls out a small little black bead, and before you have a chance to move or say anything, obviously you can't because of this magical effect, he pops the bead in your mouth, and your mouth begins to fill with a blackish sort of ooze that kind of dribbles out of your mouth for a moment as you look down. And he puts his arm down on the table, slams it on to the other side, says, "I win!" and sits there.
Now, I can't move?
You can't move, and you're silenced. Back to you guys.
Well, hearing that we potentially have another ally, I'm gonna I'm gonna walk I'm gonna walk back to the other side of the counter and pick up my rapier and sheath it.
Okay.
I'm gonna
Now,
go talk to Buck.
yeah, I was about to say, now, Emery.
Yeah, I'm motioning to Starrick to like join me.
As soon as he wins the arm wrestle, he kind of scoops up a loaf of bread, an apple, and a little haunch of meat that was kind of just scattered on the table. It's probably been there for a while, but he starts to walk back upstairs.
I'm gonna talk to him.
Yeah,
So,
I'm gonna see about stopping him.
He makes his way about a third of the way up the stairs, since he was on the left side of the room at the table he prefers. And you call out to him then?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Hold on there, Buckwild, Buckwild.
Yes, sir.
You wanted to talk to us about something we lost?
Yeah, let me go get it from my room.
All right.
He starts to make his way back up the stairs.
Well, I'll follow him.
I'll join him.
All right.
I'm
So-
gonna keep day drinking.
Yep. So
You've
now it's
seen
just
a lot of stuff.
an awkward kind of position of Kalos and Lavash kind of looking at each other from opposite sides of the bar as everybody starts to walk away from each other. So you follow Buckwild up to his room. It's the farthest room on the left. At the end of the hallway, there's a window. He walks into the door. He pulls the key, kind of fumbling with it. He drops the loaf of bread and then opens it up and picks it up again and walks inside and closes the door behind him in your face before you have a chance to get there, since he got a bit of a head start on you guys.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I was gonna wait outside anyways. It's rude to go into someone's room and then mercilessly slaughter them for Ratharoth.
Yeah, I might as well just wait. I'll give him 2 minutes.
Okay.
Come. Says Ratharoth. Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Trigger word.
You meant to say Kellamvor.
Calivore, yeah.
Let me just check something real quick about the duration. So you wait about a minute, and you regain control of your body, Cornelius. You can move yourself, but your mouth is filled with this kind of black viscous liquid. It's almost like ink.
Ugh.
Oh god.
Got slimed.
And I can't spit it out?
You spit it out as much as you can, but it just seems to be an endless stream of it.
Get the bead out.
Now, I assume I notice him just coughing and spitting everywhere.
Yes.
And I'm guessing I also noticed then.
Oh yeah. Just except it doesn't make sound.
But I can
He's-
still see him.
you can
visibly,
see it.
Like,
But it looks like he's spitting this out as much as he can, almost essentially vomiting this inky liquid, but there's no sound, even though it's violently being ejected from his body.
I am going to yell out to him. Oh wait, Han, I do believe I learned his name, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Cornelius, do you need help?
I will continue hacking.
You can't hear what they're saying either.
Oh,
Oh my god.
you know what? I'm gonna say
As
to
this is-
Luvash. What?
As this is going on, I'm obviously paralyzed and messing with this.
You're not paralyzed. You have control of your body.
I'm gonna see if my friend has come back.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to communicate with my friend.
For the sake of expediency, we'll just say that you don't get anything.
Is it the same like flickering and then fading, or is it
No.
not even?
There's nothing there at all. There's no Wi-Fi signal, bro.
Yo, I don't got.
You can't get no free Wi-Fi.
Yeah, got that.
0 bars.
Yeah, the inn's gotta you gotta put in your password first.
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, it still looks like he's choking,
Yeah, no, he looks like he's vomiting.
vomiting and choking.
I'm
Do they-
gonna
do
walk
they-
up to him
Do
and I'm
they
gonna
see?
slap him on the back.
That's
Okay.
what I was gonna do.
So you both make your way over there and simultaneously smack him on the back.
Well, I mean, I'd need someone to lift me. I mean, how far up? If I were to be able to like jump up at like my maximum jump and slap, where would I reach?
I mean, you could just jump onto the bench next to him and like, cause it's a
Yeah,
long
I'll
bench,
do
and
that.
smack
I'll-
him.
So
I'll-
question
I'll-
as they're coming over, do they actually just see me just coughing, or do they actually see the
Like,
Black-
No, there's black liquid just flying everywhere.
yeah, I'm gonna slap him on the back. I'm gonna jump up on the stool, slap him on the back.
Why are you slapping on the back when there's black liquid coming out of my face?
Hey, I don't know.
It's the best thing I know how to do.
Okay.
Actually,
Meanwhile,
like,
hold on. Another minute passes. The 2 minutes are up, and Buck Wilds doesn't come out of his room.
I'm gonna picklock his door.
Okay. Make a dexterity check, adding proficiency for thieves'
Check to
tools.
see if it's unlocked first.
You jiggle the handle. It's locked.
Oh, that's not gonna.
Your tools break Skyrim style, bro.
Oh, they just
My tools
my-
break.
Nice.
Well, they bend, but they can be fixed.
Okay.
They're not lost
Yeah.
forever. They're just unusable for now.
I'm gonna turn to Emery, just like, there wasn't much need for that. I'm just gonna knock on the door, just
No response.
Buck, are you okay?
You wait a couple of seconds, and there's no response.
Maybe you were in the right.
Time to kick down the door.
Leave it to the man who punched a chest out of existence.
I'm on it.
So you're just gonna try and kick it in. Make an athletics check.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Yeah, boy. Gets a 20 again. The door goes out of existence.
I wish. 11.
Well, it's not too sturdy of a door, and it kicks in. And as soon as you kick it in, I need both of you to make acrobatics or athletics checks. Your choice.
Cool.
You're looking to beat a number.
19.
That beats it.
Not one.
Oh my god!
Wow. You are hit with some crazy deja vu as giant black Icarus tentacles rush out of the room and wrap around your body. As soon as the door slams inwards, what was once an in room is just completely enveloped by shadow, with these small pools of dripping sort of purplish liquid from the ceiling hitting the ground and making these wet thudding noises. And just as the tentacles slide around and yank you into the room, Sterark, you manage to kind of push them off of you and smack them off to the side, sort of with your forearm, slamming it against the door frame as you see Emery being pulled into it.
Oh boy, can I grab onto him and like rip him out of its grasp?
Make an athletics check, but not before Emery takes some acid damage.
No,
Dead.
Emery, don't do it.
This is how it gets me, guys.
7 points acid damage.
That's
Wait, I thought Dragonborn. Wait, no, Copper Dragonborn has.
He's not a
resistance, right?
dragonborn.
Oh yeah, you're a.
A thingy. Don't worry
Thing.
about it.
You're a thing.
Ah, you're a goblin.
Globla glorpin. Got it.
Okay.
Gosh dang bugbears
So
mine.
you begin to feel acid, just this ooze-like liquid beginning to kind of seep into your body, and it sizzles and burns past your skin.
bone hurting juice.
It hasn't quite made its way down to the bone, but it burns.
All right, let's get you out of there, buddy. Or not. 10.
Well, I'm
Okay.
trying to leave free. So is that what do you
Yeah,
get, like,
you get advantage on that. Yeah,
Okay.
because he's also. It's not like he's not trying to get out.
12.
13.
Oh.
Really?
Yeah.
Ah.
It's time to die.
So you also get hit by the acid. Because you're trying to yank and
Yeah,
so
I get it.
3 points acid damage to both of you.
Cool.
And as you're like trying to find something to hold on to rip the large octopus-like tentacles off of Emery, you're just pulling out little globs of black liquid.
Also, do I hear this from down there?
Yeah, the door slam must have been.
Yeah, you guys do.
Like, do I hear any of the, like, the liquidy noises?
Yes, actually, it's quite loud.
I'm going to yell up. Firstly, I'm going to say, okay, I don't particularly know who you are, but Luvash, worry about Cornelius because he's not in the best of shape. I'm going to go see what's going on up there, and I'm going to yell up, "Are you making a mess up there? I'm going to have to clean that."
Could use some help.
And I'm gonna, I guess I'll run up.
Okay, so you are now on the scene.
Whoa. I suppose there's more than just cleaning up to do. I see.
Make a wisdom saving throw when you see this room.
Okay.
God, poor Kalos. Trauma.
Oh, you're actually able to stave this one off. Nice.
Yeah.
Aries, am I effectively grappled?
Yes, you are.
Okay, making sure.
But
Is it the thing's turn?
you can cast verbal spells. You're restrained technically.
Oh.
Yeah.
Question.
Hellish rebuke.
No. Question. Misty Step. How would that work?
I'll check on that in a second.
It's
First,
a
let
blade.
me resolve this really quickly though. So you look at it and you get another flashing vision of the antlered creature, but once again in your face. Instead of as if you were face to face with it, and you feel the same essentially like whitewashing pain, like that's the screen, like flashbang kind of pain. And it just burns for a second, but it's not as long and not as impactful this time around. Let me get to the ruling on Misty Step. You can make another athletics check to try and pull them out.
Cool. Advantage, no advantage.
Yeah, advantage.
I'm getting you out of here, buddy. Wow,
13.
13.
Matched it.
Well, I need to roll every time against it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
right. Oh, no.
19.
Yeah,
You know what?
that
I'll
thing-
give you super advantage because Callus is helping too.
I'll seeing him trying to pull him out. I'll help him.
So one more die.
One more.
I'll grab onto Starrick's leg and pull him back.
15.
Aries, can we get uber advantage if I use Tides of Chaos?
Uber advantage.
Well, it's time to call Ishta.
You
No, but like Misty, how would Misty Step work? Like, would it work or would it?
where would you go to?
Away.
There, all of the space is sort of taken up. Is the thing. By
There's nowhere I can see that is standable.
you're looking at a hallway. There's a door.
Can I
And
teleport
Starark.
across the hallway.
Starark is in that space in the hallway. Like you're looking through a door frame and all you can see is Starark.
How about can I teleport in the air above Starark?
You can't see that. It's a door frame.
Okay. How about behind Starark?
Technically, it says an unoccupied space, and it is occupied. I like your gusto, though.
Go on the
above
wall.
Kalos.
Huh?
Above
Above
Kalos.
Kalos.
You can't see Kalos. Like he's in the frame, but that's because he's a halfling. He can be in the same space as Starark.
Yeah.
Just tell me to get out of the way.
He's helping is a problem. I can't do it in the same go.
Acid damage.
Yes.
Almost forgot.
Yeah. Wow.
5 points acid damage to all 3 of you.
It burns.
Guys, I'm down to
And
6
this is how
health.
Draenora.
This is how Emery dies.
It's all about the doors.
Okay. Meanwhile, back downstairs. What's going on, you guys?
Out of desperation, I know this didn't work last time, but just out of desperation, I just call out to my guardian with my mind because I'm hacking and coughing, pleading with them. What has happened? Where have they gone? What power has restricted them? Trying to pull onto their power to help me, and I'm trying to cast lesser restoration upon myself.
Does that have it definitely has verbal, like everything is verbal. You don't get anything at all. Yeah, you don't have any sort of connection. And you just don't know why. It's confusing and you're scared.
This is very unnerving.
Now, can I try to understand what is happening to him?
Yeah, you can make what kind of check do you think you should make? Definitely not something that you've seen before, somebody vomiting ink.
Yeah, I'm either thinking survival or arcana.
Make a joke about him being an ink pen.
I was thinking more about like arcana or medicine.
Yeah,
Both
I could
good
try.
enough.
Your
Well, I'm gonna
choice.
try arcana.
Yeah, go for it.
What sorcery
And that
this?
is an 8.
You don't know what caused it, but you do recognize that it is some form of silence on him, some sort of magical silence. You have no
you're
idea how to
probably
stop it,
fine.
what started it, but it's some sort of magical silence, and you don't know if it's fatal or not.
Well, it seems that that man didn't really like you, did he?
There's no sound. You get nothing. It's just his body contorting.
I mean, you'll probably be fine. I don't really know how to handle this sort of situation.
Can
I'm
he
just gonna-
even breathe?
Hmm?
Can he even breathe?
No. We'll get to that, though.
Huh, cat got your tongue.
Mm, I'm just gonna stroke his back.
Aw.
Okay.
Maybe that'll make him feel better.
You know, there's some
Wasn't
sort of weird like reversal of the roles here. The cat is stroking the
stroking
the
the-
humanoid's
cat.
back. Yeah.
What a good friend.
Okay, back to the upstairs. What
Ah.
is the plan of action, boys?
I'm gonna keep trying to pull him out.
Yeah.
I am going to not help at this point because I just felt the burn of tentacles. And
Yeah.
you know, this is some pretty spooky stuff. More importantly, I'm gonna ask Stark, what's going on?
I don't know. Buckwild told us he'd get something, and then this.
Jeez. That escalated quickly.
Now, do I hear them from downstairs?
Oh yeah.
We're
Definitely.
basically yelling.
I'm just gonna stop stroking Cornelius's back. It seems that they're also having problems, and I feel like this is a very one-sided conversation. So I'm gonna go see what they're up to.
You can't hear him either, Cornelius. So you're just literally there. It's like you're like in limbo.
No, I'm not like
Before I
replying
actually-
to him. I'm just he's saying that, and that's what I'm doing.
It just
Also, before I go up, I'm gonna take my half-empty bottle of ale. I'm just gonna put it on the table next to him. Try to wash it down, maybe. Alright, see you later. And then I'm gonna go up.
That was good. That was good. That's pretty funny. Okay, so you go up. You're on the scene. It's very clustered. You get a chance to look into the room, and you see this weird, very terrifying set of circumstances. And Emery, I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. And at this point, I also need you to make a Constitution saving throw, Cornelius.
14.
$16.
Ah, you Cornelius, are able to resist what's going on, but Emery, you are not. And all I'm gonna say is you feel something slide down your throat.
Not again.
Ah,
Nice.
That's it.
I coughed it in my belly. No.
All right, so we'll say from about this point, it's been 5 minutes with all of this going on and around. So yeah, the timer is up on your thing, Cornelius. It ceases, and you finish vomiting out the last bit of it. And in the last bit of it, you see something writhing around in the ink.
This is unfortunate.
And it's trying to worm itself away, like inching away, sliding through the liquid.
I try to punch it.
Okay, make an unarmed attack.
That's a D20 plus strength.
It's plus proficiency as well, because everybody's proficient with their unarmed strikes.
That's a 22.
You bring your fist down on it and it explodes in a blackish purple, like ball of spraying liquid. Imagine like throwing a water balloon at a wall that's splat. And you take
Oh.
2 points acid
Wow.
damage.
Wow.
could have gone a lot worse.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Could have
They
gone.
got stuck on each other.
So
Yeah.
as soon as you feel that happen, Emery, Kalos, make a con save. Not a con save, sorry.
Whiz.
An acrobatics check.
Ooh.
Oh no, I'm gonna get tentacled. Wait, I could have said that a lot better. Acrobatics or wait on, yeah. Is
Yeah,
that what-
acrobatics is better than your athletics. So yeah, make an acrobatics check.
Okay, yeah. That is a 18.
All right. Yeah, you're able to move out of the way of the trap, the tentacle trap. As they try and writhe around you, you kind of duck and move, doing the sidestep jump, like when you're running through tires.
Oh yeah. Skirt.
Yeah, and you're moving side to side, and like the tentacle is like,
Oh, yo, that's awesome.
and then Sterak just kicks it against the door frame, and it retreats back into the shadow.
Is there now space for me to
Oh,
teleport?
they're still taking up that same space. But after you feel that go, that whatever it was slide down your throat, and it tries to go for something else but fails, everything shrinks down to the size of a little black bead.
Oh. Whoa.
and then it begins to ooze between the floorboards.
I'm gonna run downstairs and just start trying to force myself to throw up.
All right. Make a con save. You essentially need to. You begin to vomit, and you're throwing everything out of your body that you had eaten, and you begin to feel very, very weak. You know,
Now,
you get the
where
shivers.
Do I see this? Is he making it down the stairs?
Yeah, he runs down the stairs, and then where are you trying to vomit into?
Just fucking anywhere on the floor.
Okay, so you
Doesn't
you
matter,
you
just
you
figure it out.
vom over the railing of the stairs.
Onto Cornelius.
Yeah, you do see it.
Also, I'd like to point out that I was going up the stairs, so he just runs past me and just throws up.
Yeah.
So can I hear
Curious.
things now?
Yes, you can hear things now. You can speak now.
This looks familiar.
He's not vomiting ink or anything like that. It's just normal vomit.
So my friend's not here. I can't feel my powers. I'm gonna try to rush over and do one of my innate abilities.
You don't have those either, remember?
You know what?
No. Gosh dang it.
Um,
Try.
Yeah, I'm going to look to Stark, and I'm just going to say, I'll be right back. I need to do something important.
Okay.
I'm going to run downstairs. I'm going to run to the back room of the inn, and I'm going to try to go down to the Enclave.
You open the back door running past Luvash, and you see a small supply closet.
Okay.
Just a few shelves in a small room.
I don't see what I would normally see.
Nope.
I'm going to run back to Stark. Okay.
There's just Kalos running around everywhere like an
I just
overexcited
imagine,
dog. Like
just like skidding on the floor, like on like a turn. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Stark and I'm gonna say, Stark, the Enclave, it's not there anymore.
Luvash is right there.
Well, he doesn't know what we're talking about.
I'm
What do you
just
mean?
painting the
No.
picture. He's there.
Okay.
I'm just looking around.
It's beautiful
It's not
hallway.
there. It's just a normal room now. It's not there.
I'll say for the
scream
sake
out
of
to
this
Stark.
that you're within earshot of that, Emery.
Yeah, I'm gonna scream up to Stark and say it made me swallow something.
What do you mean?
What do you think I mean?
Upon hearing that seems familiar. I don't know what it was, but I just killed something.
So you're gonna yell that?
Yeah.
Well, he's the one vomiting that said he's the Zemmery, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like I just spit something up and killed it. That can't be good.
Was Buckwild an infiltrator?
I would say so.
I'm just
We're
looking
not
around
safe
very
here.
confused.
I was gonna say
How could such a dashing fellow be so cruel and
The whole-
manipulative?
the whole thing with the room. Where's you know who?
Don't know. Probably
think-
somewhere safer.
I think it's in our best interest to possibly get out of here.
Out of here as in out of this town?
Anywhere other than this building right now, I suppose. But though this city does seem to be getting worse and worse.
No, this is the
Don't
safest
you
place to be.
remember what Luvash said?
This is the safest place to be.
Well, that's only with him. I don't know about me. I don't mind leaving without him. I just met him and he wants to hunt me down.
Do you
If you try
not
to
think
leave without me, I will try my very hardest to stop you. Just so you know.
do you think the Fae will let us out?
Oh. So it's a Fae.
He just said the magic word.
Yes, that's what we've been dealing with. If you are really on our side and you do wish to help us in some way, I will share this information. We are dealing with fey creatures.
Now, would I have heard anything about the Fae while I was where I used to be?
Make a history check.
On the same token, when I have read about the Fae,
Make a history check.
Wow.
History checks all around.
Hell yeah. God damn it, 9.
Okay.
22.
You know some stuff about Fae, just general knowledge, Cornelius, quite a bit of it. But Vosh, where you're from, Fae are rather common, but they aren't quite as sinister as the surrounding environments. But you do remember one specific entity, one being, but you can't remember specifically. It's like scratching on the tip of your mind, as if you had gotten one more point on that 9, you may have gotten it. And you, Cornelius, you know that there are lots of different types of Fae. There's many categories. There are Fae creatures, but there also is a sort of hierarchy of Fae called Fae Lords, and they all inhabit a separate realm of existence called the Fae Wild. And you know some rather interesting tidbits because of that 22, like some side effects of entering and exiting the Fae Wild. There are some wishy-washy time stuff, but nothing too specific that would pertain to this sort of set of circumstances. It's like you read Fae Creatures for Dummies before.
Now, just putting 2 together, do some of these effects seem similar to trying to leave or enter a Feywild?
No. But those types of effects can be sporadic and random, and can be a multitude of things. Though nothing quite like this. To give a few examples, sometimes you'll get amnesia, sometimes you'll appear in a different portion of the timeline. You'll go back a few years into the future a few years, seconds, hours, minutes. It's entirely random. You can come back as a different person. Lots of crazy effects that are somewhat terrifying.
Well then.
Well, I'm gonna start bandaging my my acid burns.
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of go towards Emery and just. Do you know if you spit it out?
I didn't. I don't think I did.
I also thought of something. What if Buckwild was swallowed by that thing as well?
Not Buckwild! He's my hero!
I don't think he was.
I
I think we would have heard something.
So this antlered figure that I keep like getting flashes of.
Yeah.
Can I like come up with like imagery like for myself? Like, can I just like think clearly of what he looks like? Just like that? Like,
Just throw a d20
okay. Okay.
and add your wisdom modifier,
So make a wisdom check.
I suppose. I was in the process of deciding which one.
It's 20. Come on. Okay, 4.
It's just, it comes in flashes and you don't really know what triggers it. It just happens. And every single time you're trying to remember, but you just can't. You just draw blank.
I'm gonna actually try to trigger this to happen again. I'm gonna look into that room, into the tentacle room.
Oh,
If there's still.
Like I said, all of the everything, the
It's-
tentacle, it just shrunk down to the size of a little black bead and then started to ooze through the panels of the floorboards.
Hmm.
Yes, sir.
Is the bead just kind of sitting on the floor?
Ooze through the floorboards.
Oh, I thought you meant like it was like being ejected from the bead.
No.
No, like the bead like melted.
Yeah, it melted into the floorboards and then oozed between.
Hmm. Would I know where under those floorboards would be? Like on the building?
Actually, no.
Oh. Huh. Okay. Strange.
So what's the plan of action?
Hmm.
I am very confused.
You just need to know we're dealing with Fae. And at this
Yes.
point,
What little I know of the Fae, they don't have this kind of power, though.
that's what we know of. That's what we were told, at least.
Do I know anything of the Fae? Can I make a history check?
Make a history check with disadvantage.
Oh.
'Cause
You
you're
led a
not-
sheltered life.
You're not well studied.
Well-educated. Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a 7.
Actually, you begin to think of the Fae, but as the word gets used more and more and more, the more that you can recall about the figure begins to fade further and further away.
Oh. Da, 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 da. Hmm.
It's like you're going through different shades of opacity. It's just getting more and more transparent.
Just standing there looking off into the distance.
Just a Photoshop mouse.
Huh. Well, yeah, I guess I won't have any input in here. I'm just gonna keep kind of looking around this room. I'm just gonna make an investigation check in this room if I can. Just kind of seeing if there's anything else in here. Any remnants.
Sorry, say again?
I said I'm gonna look around the room where the tentacles were, just see if there's anything else.
Make an investigation check.
Yeah. Okay. 16.
You do find something, and it's on the bed.
Okay.
First thing you notice about the room is that it is perfectly kept, as if there's not been anyone in this room at all since the last time you cleaned it after the last patron.
Yeah.
It has been perfectly untouched. There's actually dust that has settled on top of the table. This room has not been disturbed. And on top of the bed, you see a small little box. Small. It's like, imagine a wooden crate, but like that could fit in the size of your palm.
Okay, so can I see which way this box opens from?
Nope, it looks like a little crate.
I'm gonna see if I can try to open the top.
You pop it open. Did anybody else follow him back to the room?
Yeah, I would have followed back just to see if there was anything left over too.
So you are like turning over the corner since he got a little bit of a head start on you since he didn't say anything. And he's popping open this box, and just as you're kind of coming into view, you begin to see this sort of darkish mist begin to erupt from the box. Not violently, but like in a small little geyser that just begins to pour over the floor.
Can I close the box?
You try and shut it, but the force kind of keeps it from closing. It's gentle, but there's something not letting you close it back up.
Can I? You know what? I'm gonna pull out my dagger. I'm gonna try to break the box. Just gonna
Make it-
stab it.
Make an attack check.
Cool. Like, just see if I hit or.
Yeah, let's make an attack check.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh wait! I have halfling luck. I can't.
You do
I
have
can't.
halfling luck.
Oh my god.
Yeah, brother.
Total
What would that be? Added
dex proficiency.
with Dex proficiency. Okay, well, that would be 18. do believe 21.
You stab into it, and you hear as it flips over, and small little black appendages. It looks like a tiny little, like, imagine like claws that, like spider legs almost, come out, and it's got this huge for the size of the legs, this really big box, and it just begins to skitter around the bed trying to get away.
Whoa, it's like a mimic.
Oh god. Can I run over there and squish it?
Go ahead and make an attack check, an unarmed strike.
Yeah, it's grody. Unarmed strike, D20 proficiency,
Strength.
strength.
Yes. I don't know why, but I have like vaporwave in my head right now, like dun, 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 dun,
13.
dun. You step on it and you squash it, and you take
I'm wearing boots.
6 points acid damage.
Ow, my foot.
I'm going to visibly retract at this creature and just kind of make that.
Kill it, kill it, kill it.
Bug, bug.
Lavash, what are you doing?
For the moment, I'm actually kind of just stunned. And I'm just sort of speechless, looking around the room, seeing everything that's happening, listening in. Perhaps we should talk about the situation instead of doing whatever it is that you're doing.
Everyone take a step back, take a deep breath. Let's think about this.
So for
So
the sake of this, everybody gathers in the at the bar. We'll just say.
Okay.
Now, I think I do have a way of finding out information about whatever this thing is. But I'm afraid I don't know too much about this city. Now, we could go to the castle in the city, and I was told that there I could find some information.
Now, this this little girl that you were confronted by.
Yes.
Now, okay, so you said there was like a lot of black. You did say something about that, right? Yeah, I think so.
Well, I was sort of transported to this. I don't even know what to describe it.
Was it looking kind of like what just happened here?
Maybe no, not really. It was sort of like I was in a void, a very black void, and some people appeared and they were trying to hurt me. And then this little girl appeared and she offered me a reward for finding you, and of course killing you.
Yeah. Is that it? What did she give us? Did she give you any specific information on like just anything else other than, get me, kill me?
No, I tried to ask for more information, but she didn't
Well,
say anything.
I do.
So, a thought occurs then, Lavash. Just a thought occurs. What if? What do we know? What kind of reach the Fae have in the city?
From what I can tell, if those hooded figures are what we think they are, they pretty much have full reign.
Do
They control the city.
you think Bookwild is a part of them?
Well, Emery seems to think so. And I trust his judgment.
When I went to challenge him, he dropped this bead into my throat. and I couldn't move. Is that connected to those creatures?
I can't say, but when we did wait for him, we were greeted with quite a different scene than we were hoping for. We fought these black tentacles.
Then, Luvash, I don't know what these Fae know. I don't know if they're tracking us. But I think we should be careful.
It's a little
yes, of
late to be
course.
careful.
Well, I mean specifically for Luvash, if he wants to find more information about them. From... If I were to employ someone, them coming back and suddenly asking about me would seem kind of odd.
Yes. If there is any chance that I am being tracked by whatever it is that wants you dead, this Fae, chances are that it would have already appeared here. Now, I do not believe that whatever you just saw in that room was directly tied to it. You keep mentioning this person, Buck Wild. I don't know what sort of relationship you have with this person.
He's just
If-
someone who appeared. He was
Well,
in a
then
caravan who brought me into this town. There was also someone else with him, which we haven't gotten word from.
That's
Well, then-
concerning.
You should be careful with who you talk to. Now, I think it's very important that we find more information about this. I don't see any other way of fighting back against this thing. Because honestly, I don't really want to experience whatever it is that happened to me again. It was very unpleasant.
That's kind of why I bring up what I did.
Well, yes, we should be careful, but we also need to gather information and see what we can do to combat it.
Well, I am still waiting on one person to come back. When was it that Dalvara left?
Slightly earlier in the day, really.
So it wasn't that long ago,
Nope.
and we have no idea when he'll be coming back. So, I don't know if we should just wait. I did tell him to ask for intel, as he was visiting a friend of his.
Do you know where that friend is?
No. He insisted to go on alone. Can't blame him. But he said he would ask.
Well, I don't believe. Go on.
Do you think we should stay here after all this happened, or?
I don't believe that is a good idea.
I think it'd honestly be worse out there. We're outnumbered. The guards are in on it. The robed figures.
I may have a way of protecting us. I'm gonna take out the papers that I have.
Oh shit. Okay.
Well, I'm gonna take out one.
Okay.
Now, I'm gonna put it on the counter so that everyone can see it. Now,
Alright.
The clean one, I hope.
yeah. Now this allows me to have an armed guard with me at all times to show me around the city and to protect me. Now, I'm not too familiar with how the city handles this sort of thing, but I assume that if I have these papers, and you're with me, then you should be allowed to come with me.
So each of you begin to look over the paper, and it's one page, and it looks very, very similar to the first page of the papers that you forged, Emery. Except this one seems to have some sort of inlaid gold filigree, and when you kind of get to the sort of purpose of entry and occupation type section of it, it says royalty, and you recognize them as some form of lord's papers. Like these papers carry lots of power.
Mhm. Interesting.
What mundane-looking papers?
They look even better than yours do, Cornelius.
I know. Mine aren't that fancy.
Now, if we try to make our way to the castle, I have been assured that we will find some information there. And this paper allows us access into that castle.
Mhm.
How do we know that's more than likely not a trap?
I have it on good authority that it is not. Listen, if I wanted to harm you, I would have done it already. Because let's be honest, you don't seem like the fighting type.
Wait, what?
So, well, I can fight clearly. You can see my bow, and your friend here can clearly fight. So,
I'm gonna punch him in the leg.
Doesn't
Like
hurt
the,
that
like
much.
the knee.
do it, punk.
What's your strength mod?
Reflex.
Strength mod.
Yeah, what's your strength mod?
+2.
Doesn't hurt that much.
Doesn't hurt, but does it hurt?
It's like if a child punched you in the shin.
Can I see he doesn't react?
And it's up to him.
So,
So at
hold on.
at the notion of fighting, am I still unable to contact my friend? Is it still blackness, or do I have the fading thing again?
Blackness.
Can any of you heal? Because I'm not doing too well.
Oh,
I could.
yeah.
Well, I assume that now that we're just chatting, there's probably a short rest.
You guys can take a short rest if you want.
Actually, speaking of that, does Cornelius remember the keystone that was handed to him before that experience with the guards?
It was not handed to him.
Well, it was attempted to be.
Yeah.
What do you mean by could?
I was trained in the healing arts. It was gifted to me from a friend, but I'm unable to contact them, and I'm unable to bring those powers forth.
Would it be magical?
Yes.
I'll need this back. I'm gonna hand the keystone.
So you are handed this smooth black stone, and as soon as it enters your hand, you immediately feel all of your abilities and power rush to your fingertips, as if it was being held by a dam the water has burst through.
Well, this is mighty overwhelming. I'll actually kind of stagger at that. What
Now, if
is
you
this
would-
item?
The city is surrounded by an anti-magic field. This keystone allows you to work around it. It allows you to access your magic without the circle stopping you.
Do I need to hold on to it, or is it just open now?
You'll need to hold on to it. That's why I need it back.
I see.
You guys can throw hit dice if you want.
Yeah, I'll throw.
I need healing.
I'll
I'm gonna
actually do, if we're doing a rest.
I was actually gonna stab Luvash in the foot.
Okay.
Can I use my hit? Can I use my hit die first?
Yeah.
I don't want to start a combat.
It's a
Yeah,
short
I
rest,
also
right?
would like.
Yes, it's a short rest.
I
Now-
will actually, as we're doing a short rest and you guys are talking about healing, I will, with this keystone now, I'll attempt to invoke my guardian. Are they able to come back to me now with this keystone, or?
Nope.
I'll attempt to call out to them for prayer of healing.
You feel the magic rush towards your hands, and you begin to feel it well inside you, but you can't create the connection. It seems to just be coming sourcelessly. Start throwing dice, guys. Whoever's throwing dice, start throwing dice.
That
I'm
is a
throwing
6.
dice. It's a d6 for sorcerers, right?
Yeah, sorcerers get. You guys are
Six.
level what again? I totally forget, like all the time.
5.
That
Five.
means you have 5 hit
Yeah,
dice to
5.
spend. Oh jeez, how much health were you missing? I totally forgot.
I was missing 35 HP.
No, I wanted to kill him by stabbing him
So-
in the foot.
How many can we roll? During a
up
short rest?
up
As
to
many as you
5.
want.
Up to 5. It's
Okay,
your choice.
I'm gonna roll 2.
He's healthy, then I don't care anymore. He's a strong man.
Actually, I'll roll 3.
Okay.
Let's see. Do I
You
have-
you took a little bit of damage too, Kalos.
Yeah, I'll roll 1.
D8, I
Yeah,
believe.
yeah, it's D8. I checked.
Woo!
All
One.
right.
I mean, you're missing 3 health, I think.
I was missing
I
5,
mean, if it's a short rest, I'll do my own thing. I'll do it. I'll burn a second wind.
and then I guess I'll roll another. Hey, you'll be out here,
Min-maxing.
you already know who it is.
Don't forget to add the cons for each.
So, can Cornelius heal me or no?
I am unable to.
Then
You can use what I'm saying. You can use your healing magic, but when you're trying to enter contact with your person, you can't make contact.
Okay, so if the spell goes off, that is after 10 minutes, that's 2d8. So let me just roll that.
So 2d8 for who?
Up to 6 creatures.
Oh,
Hmm.
jeez.
Wait, which spell is this?
Prayer of healing.
Pretty sure everybody's all like really healed up now, though.
Yeah.
I'm still missing some health.
But level, what spell slot is that?
Second.
Really?
Level evocation. Casting time 10 minutes.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right
Oh,
now. All right.
Yeah, because it's a
It's
like
my
a
it's my
ritual.
short rest healing button.
okay.
I'll let you ritual cast it, I guess. Just so you don't burn the spell slot. I'll be nice. So it takes another extra 10 minutes for it to go off, but yeah. Throw it.
Oops, I put that in wrong.
So what is the plan of action after you guys take this rest? Decide.
Ooh,
And you guys get 9 back.
Cool.
back to max.
I mean, I guess we'll join Luvash,
Yeah,
go into the castle.
I suppose, begrudgingly,
I'm gonna get the stone back.
because he insulted my fighting skill.
I'm like motion, like please.
Yeah, I hand it back.
You immediately feel drained of all of your abilities, and you actually begin to feel slightly cold.
I'll kind of support myself against the bar.
And that same rush feeling hits you. It's honestly like a mini high. Like it is insane. Like it is an overwhelming feeling of ecstasy for it to return back to you.
Don't do drugs. Just pick up and put down your keystone.
I'll admit, well, there's a source to my power I can't quite reach. I'm not sure how useful I'll be in a fight.
Can you hold a sword?
Yes,
You
not as well as I would
enough.
like to, but I can.
It'll be fine. I'm sure me and I'm sorry, I don't remember your name.
It's okay. The name's Starark.
Nice to meet you again, Sterak. And
Likewise.
I don't believe I don't think I met Cornelius, right?
You did. He was in the group.
I was with the
Oh, I
group.
did. Okay.
And as you turn to me, and I'll just say Cornelius.
All right. Very well. Shall we make our way to the castle then?
Yes.
Might as well.
I suppose.
If you have a plan, let's go.
All right.
Does everyone have papers?
Yeah.
I'll show mine.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, everybody does.
Hey.
Pleasantly surprised.
All of us
I mean,
have papers.
most of them are fake, but
That's fine.
very well
Yeah.
done.
As long as you don't get caught, it's fine.
So you travel together in a group. As soon as like Lavash leading the way, and you show your papers to the first guard, and they offer to escort you.
Oh, yes, please, if you wouldn't mind.
So they walk about 10 feet ahead, and then the guard that, since they always walk in pairs, the guard that was with him takes 10 feet up the rear.
Whoa.
And you begin to head in the direction of the castle. From the western slums to the castle, it takes about 3-ish hours. And by that point in time, night begins to fall over Eleanor.
Of course.
So
Spooky.
as you make your way to the portcullis, I think that's what it's called. The guard that was 10 feet ahead runs up to the guards and open the gates. Kind of off in the distance. You see him motioning to some of the people above on the railing, and you hear another one, open the gates. Another one, open the gates. Just getting further and further away. And the large metal gate begins to ascend until it's large enough for you to walk through. And each of you clear the threshold, and as you do, the guard that was in the back leaves. And each of the guards are sort of nodding, and a couple of them even saluting Lavash.
I'm gonna nod back.
And you make your way up to these large marble stairs. That are, there's about 4 or 5 steps until they lead up into these really, really large doors, just about 25-ish feet tall, really big. So you're
No.
standing there for a moment and the doors don't seem to budge. You have a moment to yourselves.
Now, I don't really know what specifically we're looking for, but we should be able to find some information in here.
Be prepared for anything.
Be on edge.
We've been here before, Stark and I.
Oh, have you?
Mm-hmm.
Indeed.
How did that go?
About as badly
Um,
as you could imagine.
Well, we fought Faye.
It's fine. I'm here with you now.
They're back in force.
So
There's
I
more
actually
than
have a
one
question.
Mhm.
As we were approaching the castle, was I actually able to see? Like, obviously things were well lit, but I mean, like within like looking through the alleys and whatnot, was I able to see?
Yeah.
So I still have that.
Yes.
Okay.
You have like you it's not like it just looked like you were walking through the town. Like it's not like everything was illuminated by random torches, either being held by the guards around you or small little lamps that are burning outside and
Well,
being
to be
hung
more
from the
direct, I
buildings.
was asking, since most of my other abilities seem to be suppressed, do I still have my dark vision?
Isn't that natural?
I was just saying, I think that's a racial trait.
Yeah.
Yes, but my healing hands and light racials were not working either.
Yeah, but that's more on the magical side. That's your dark vision is biological.
Okay.
So yes, you do have your dark vision. All right. So after a couple of moments, the doors begin to opening inwards, and things are slightly different than you remember. Emery and Sterark. The long, stretching red carpet that leads into the main section, the court of Castle Eleanor, remains leading up to the throne. But instead of being a large, open, empty room, you are surrounded by these, well, rather on either side of the red carpet with a little bit of space, these large statues. These large stone-carved statues that seem to just be carved from the ground up as if they were connected to the ground. And they come in sets. The first ones on either side of you are holding books pressed against their chest with their hands on either side of them, standing stoically, while up ahead you see large swords being held by similar statues that cross about 10 feet above you in an X formation over the red carpet. And you see an old man sweeping the carpet that leads to an east hallway.
What a legend!
He's still here.
So there's a hallway that leads out to the east with a red carpet that extends that in that direction, and one that extends to the west.
Do we have a map or no?
You will have a map soon. I will give it to you soon.
Having Ackley's flashbacks of scaring that guy.
So, if I remember correctly, to the east are the bedrooms, the dining hall, and the observatory. Or the observatory, is it like a library?
A little bit of both.
And then to the west is the king's quarters.
Well, I do suggest we go to the library then.
Well, you're looking into the court right now. Do you step in?
Yeah. Let's
So,
go forward.
you step in and you see a large golden throne with two statues on either side of the throne holding books, I believe. Just double check. Oh no, those are holding swords. And you see the old man. His back is currently sort of to the western entrance. You're seeing him at like a side profile, and he's just with this sort of hay-strung broom, scraping at the carpet with it rather slowly, waddling as he moves.
I love that guy.
He doesn't seem to have noticed your entrance as the doors closed behind you.
It's probably just best to ignore him.
Well, where do you think we should go now, Luvash?
I'm gonna approach the man.
Okay, you walk up to him.
Excuse me, sir. Could you
Uh,
please point me towards the library in this place?
slowly gonna turn around. I haven't done this guy's voice in a Ah! It's a tiger! And he drops the broom and it clatters to the ground, and he turns around and he tries to get away really, but he's too slow. He's just hobbling and he's essentially at a snail's crawling pace, like trying to run away.
Sir, please. I just want to know where the library is.
Don't
He's
bother
crazy.
with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
The last time we were here, the same thing happened.
I'm gonna keep trying.
Okay.
Sir, please. I just want to know where the library is.
Are you gonna
Please,
are you gonna try and grab onto him to stop him?
No, I'm just gonna walk beside him.
Oh. You go on the side and he takes a left and he starts going in that direction, trying to keep you out of his line of sight. You're just gonna keep.
How tall is this poor fellow?
He's hunched over. He's got like a little bit of a hunchback. But he's about 4'11" ish.
I'll try to approach, try to get in his.
Well, currently he's essentially just spinning in circles because because he keeps on trying to turn to keep Lavash out of his line of sight, but he just keeps moving.
Approach to just kind of cut him off and hold out a hand. Are you okay, sir?
His hands kind of just out in front of him like little T-Rex arms in that position, just spinning, and then he eventually collapses on the ground.
Oh no, sir.
I'll help him.
Are you
with
okay?
his feet.
He's unconscious.
What a good
Oh
man.
my god.
Is he
You
unconscious or is he asleep?
He's unconscious.
You gave him too much exercise. Is there any any place to kind of set him down, or?
Well, you would be able to sit him down on the throne if there wasn't somebody sitting in it.
Ah.
Oh, who is sitting on the throne?
You made him faint.
Can I see who it is?
You see a small, pale girl with jet black hair.
I'm going to
Sitting
calmly walk
comfortably.
to the door and try to open it. Like the main door.
You turn around to look at the door, and it's a wall.
Oh jeez.
I'm just gonna be like, oh, it's you. Oh, it's you. Kalos, run.
Everybody make wisdom saving throws.
Team wipe. Here we go.
I mean, really.
Hold on,
to be
wait,
fair,
are you-
all she wanted was me.
Okay.
Wisdom
She really
saving
doesn't like me
throw.
very much.
Yeah.
Unnatural 20.
Gotta be pulled high.
Damn.
Unnatural or natural?
Soft 20.
Soft 20. Okay.
Soft 20.
21.
7.
19.
11.
Well, you were the only person who wasn't being targeted by this Luvash.
Hey.
But the only person who failed was Kalos.
No.
All of you begin to
Convenient.
feel your bodies starting to lock up, but and you, Cornelius, recognize this magic. It was just
This
recently used on you, but the rest of you kind of just shake your body to try and keep control of it, and it shakes off. You shake it off, and
I want to live.
but you see Kalos kind of just become. It's not like he's petrified or anything, but he's still like a statue. His eyes moving around.
At the feeling of this, I'll turn towards the girl. Is that you, Buckwild?
Hold on, let me just set up the scene really quickly. There we go. Now we get a screen change.
Oh crap.
Oh snap!
Why is it that all I love always dies?
Let me put her in her rightful seat. There we go.
Where she truly belongs.
I don't see her.
She is on the
She's
throne
on the
now.
throne.
On the top.
Well,
Yeah.
so much for the character art.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah.
Rest in
Poor
peace,
old man.
Carlos.
The poor old man. Oh, whoa! I just noticed he has a picture now. Yo, I love him.
So that's kind of how everybody is positioned.
Cool.
So the screen hasn't changed on the stream quite yet. But we will get to that shortly.
Cool.
So you begin to feel your body locking up. And she's kind of just wiping her way at her eyes, and you yell out asking if it's Buck Wild. And she says, "No, I'm not Buck Wild." So what's everybody doing?
Well, I guess can I not do anything?
You can't move your body.
Okay.
What is everybody else doing?
I'm getting out my rapier and readying for some shady movements.
Okay, she is currently about 60 feet away from you. Just about.
I know. I'm gonna stand in front of my friends.
All right.
I'm gonna I'm gonna mage armor myself.
All right.
Here come all the buffs.
No, 13.
Your AC is now what?
13.
13.
Okay.
I'm gonna take
Worst.
out my bow.
I'm gonna ready my longsword.
As you all draw your weapons, she puts out a hand, and appearing in that hand is two small little pendants. And she says, "You guys are no fun. You know that? Oh, you know what will be fun, though? This. I'll let you guys play with my toys." And she takes a pendant in each hand, and the two statues behind her begin to move. And that's where we're going to take our break.
Bakugan. She throws the
I
pendant
like
to the floor.
toys.
So yes, we are going to be taking our break, and when we get back, we will be returning to this rather saucy scene.
She spins the pendant on the floor, and it's a Beyblade.
Let it
Do you guys want to play Beyblade?
Yo, I love that game. Count me in.
Dude, hell yeah.
I got the new Aquarius.
I thought it was time to duel.
She pulls out a deck of Yu-Gi-Oh
the Shadow Realm.
Literally,
Imagine
Kalos gets banished to the Shadow Realm.
Oh no.
But yes, we're going to be taking a 10-minute break here, and as soon as we get back, we will continue on with this episode of Draenora in the shadows of the castle wall.
Of the shadow.
Man, I've never
Catch you in a little
wrestled a giant statue before.
You have it?
Yo, Kalos probably runs a time wizard deck. Just
Anybody
like
want to
Joey.
say at the end of part 1?
At the end of part 1.
Someone is going to die.
Have fun. Have fun with part 2. I know I will.
Looks like I'm going to be spending another $20.
I was gonna say, yeah. Wow.
For
so
more
much
information about commissions from our artists, go down to the description below.
Please.
Now, I'm gonna go make myself some tea.
Yes.
So I'll be back
I
soon.
need to
we'll see you
retake my
guys
stim
in a little
slip.
bit. Just like always, if you click on the info card in the top right, you'll be taken to part 2 of this episode. Right after the break, for those of you who are watching on the stream, we will be getting back to you guys, kind of conversating with you, answering questions, talking just a bit while we get refreshment, get some food. But yeah, that's going to be the end of part 1 of this episode. And we'll see you guys in a little bit.
See you.